So today we live in a world where a woman's role in a relationship is negotiable while a man's role is non-negotiable. For example, I'm in Baltimore in an Airbnb. It's maybe 10 guys, maybe 25, 30 girls in the Airbnb. There's 6 women in the kitchen, right? 4 guys in the living room chilling. Everything cool. Girl walk in the living. One of the women walk into the living room and say, "Hey, this garbage full." Every nigga in the living room kind of like, "All right, damn, I got it." Like, "Nah, bro, you good, I got it, I grabbed this time." Woo. Like, no questions asked. You know what I'm saying? Everything good. Nigga, get the garbage up, boom, boom, take it out, no questions asked. If we reverse that situation, let's say 6 guys in the kitchen, 4 girls in the living room. And let's say I go from the kitchen to the living room. I walk in and say, "Hey, these dishes full." Like, "Hey, this sink full of dishes." Them girls will look at each other like, "What the fuck wrong with you, nigga? Your hands broke? Like, why the fuck is you telling us?"
Why is that, man?
Because a man's role is non-negotiable.
Fucked up.
And we live in a world now where women, they're negotiating what their role is, what they're willing to do, what they're not willing to do. And I think that we also live in a world where not only are the woman is the woman role negotiable, a man's value is ambiguous. Because to be a provider today doesn't mean what it meant in the 60s. To be a protector today doesn't mean what it meant a long time ago either. Because the world is safer than it's ever been. Still dangerous, but it's safer than it's ever been. And women are able to provide for themselves. So the question that comes to mind for me is, what is a man's value in a relationship in 2024? Like, what is a man's value is in fatherhood in 2024? What is a man's value in a household overall in 2024? What is a man's true value?
If you lazy, you waking up at fucking 3 o'clock in the afternoon and shit like that,
Popping bottles,
you're setting the tone for everybody because you're the leader.
popping pills,
That's just what comes with being a man.
popping bitch ass niggas.
I don't want nobody making decisions over my life except me. Not a woman, not a judge, not an officer, not no motherfucker.
When them bullets hit him up, look like son had a seizure. Run out, give it up, you know the procedure. I be sipping Jack and honey.
I don't think nothing can make me feel like a man. I don't think nothing can make me not feel like a man.
Chains on my collar.
You can't take the benefits of being a man without the responsibilities.
Give you niggas halos. So got it.
Roses I did. Welcome back, Terry Roseland.
I'm Jones.
Today we got a good episode lined up for y'all, man. This one gonna be solid, necessary. It's probably something we should have been talking about. But you know,
Better late than never.
Yeah, I think we need to do a no big deal part 2 as well, though. I thought a bunch of shit. For sure. How your week been, though?
Nah, I've been smooth. Yeah, smooth. Shit went back quick. Glad it's Thursdays be coming back quick as fuck.
Not to me.
This shit be coming back fast as fuck to me.
Every 7 days.
Funny ass. But nah, shit, I ain't really got no highlights. I went to therapy this week. That was good.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm smooth. Okay.
No lows. How to work shit? You know, you still got
Oh
your
yeah,
job? Shit, nigga?
yeah.
That shit got better.
Right. Oh, that's so funny. So I had a performance review. I think this past Monday.
Shit must have been good. You ain't got no lows.
Nah, nigga, it's so crazy. This gonna sound wild.
Yeah.
I got something else lined up, like the tech shit.
Yeah.
I got something else lined up, so I'm like, okay, cool. Like work been stressed out, whatever the case may be, blah blah blah. I'm like, hopefully I can get fired, and then I can have a break until I start my tech role, right?
Okay.
Like, I got unemployment this year. I'm like, all right, cool, that'll work out.
Let's hope they don't see this.
Well, yeah, okay, anyway. Yeah. But on Monday, I'm like, all right, finna have a 101. She probably finna tell me that, oh, you slacking, blah blah blah. Cool. This motherfucker say the exact opposite. Like, man, you've been doing a great job. Yeah. Wow, you
like, damn.
You really improved. Like this your organizational skills are up. Like the project management is up. All whatever. I'm like, it was bittersweet. But the sweet part about that, I was glad to hear that just for my own personal goals per se, because I never wanted to feel like the responsibilities of this job beat me. Like I couldn't do the role, regardless of whatever I was going through. Like I couldn't do it. So hearing that, it's like, okay, cool. I overcame all that shit I was talking about, whatever. But the bitter part was like, damn, y'all not in the fireman. I probably gonna have to just keep working until I thought that whatchamacallit. Which is good. You know,
Like,
a lot of
damn,
people are
I
not
wanted this job.
employed, and I get paid good, so I'm good.
Absolutely. Like when you wanted the job, they didn't want you. Now you don't want them.
Crazy. That's how this shit works.
Opposite, yeah.
That's how you be in relationships.
Like back then, they didn't want. Chill out, chill out, man. Chill out. Hey, for me, highs and lows, man. I got some great highs, man. I took the guys to Six Flags.
Bro.
Yeah.
About that.
Yep.
I want to ask these little guys, man.
Yeah.
Why the fuck y'all keep wearing these hoodies, bro?
So that's a great question. Why do the guys wear the hoodies? And we know that's like a big trend right now for like these young niggas. They got hoodies on. It's 90 degrees. People like, y'all got air conditioners under these hoodies. Y'all got AK-47s under these hoodies. Like, what's going on with y'all?
They got shiesties on with the hoodies.
My opinion, from talking to them and just observing them, is that it's a trauma response to gun violence that turned into a trend, a fashion trend. So when I asked them, like, why are y'all really wearing these hoodies? It's 90 degrees. We had a Sox game. It's 90 degrees.
Yeah.
The other day we had
It be hot as fuck at baseball games.
hot as fuck. You sitting in the sun,
Man.
baking. I got a t-shirt on, sweating bullets. Then we had Six Flags. Same thing. It's hot as fuck. Y'all got hoodies on. They like, man, I don't go nowhere without my hoodie because I don't want to be seen. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't afford for somebody to see me and recognize me. I done too much shit to too many people for to be just walking down the street and niggas just see my face. So a lot of them still wear COVID masks. You know what I'm saying? They got the shiesties and all that shit, which, you know, the shiesties is a little bit more hot. So a lot of them still wear COVID masks. But they got the hoodies on all the time. And I think it's just, you know, it's a lot of niggas dying, a lot of niggas getting killed. And they feel like, I don't want to risk that, so I'm going to put this hoodie on. But then you got the other guys that's not in the streets like that who just see it as a fashion thing. It just, you know, once the street niggas do it, it become like a trend. So now, like, niggas who ain't even got nothing going on, they wearing hoodies all day too. So like I said, I think it's just a reaction to gun violence, a trauma response to gun violence that just turned into a fashion trend. You know what I'm saying? So they like, I feel naked without my hoodie. Ooh, like, yeah, they remind me of who had the blanket all the time on the cartoons? What that's nigga off? Was it Charlie Brown or was it South Park?
I want to say South Park.
Or like how they had Plankton on Ed Niggas just Ed Nigga hoodie all the time. But yeah, man, I took them to Six Flags. It was a great experience. I feel like, you know, obviously the more time I spend around them and different environments, the more, you know, I'm getting to know them. And it kind of like, I ain't gonna say it made me like a little emotional a little bit, but I remember meeting a couple of them. I met them while they was locked up. You know what I'm saying? So when I got assigned to them, they were still locked up. And so the first time I met them, they was in the juvenile detention center, in the visitation room. I remember them coming out looking mad, angry as fuck. Who the fuck is this dude? Like, why you here to talk to me? And just seeing them in those hard environments, or, you know, even on our way to Six Flags, bro, we in a car. We going down there. I'm talking to one of the guys about whether he should take a plea deal or go to trial. Like, that was the conversation. So we have a lot of heavy conversations typically. So now we at Six Flags, you know, most of them never been on a roller coaster before, never been to Six Flags before. So they on these roller coasters, sitting waiting for the roller coaster to take off, kicking their feet like little kids. The motherfucking roller coaster take off, they screaming, fucking like little girls. They just like super joyful. We eating ice cream and shit, and it's just like, damn, you know, these is little kids. You feel me? Like, now, allegedly, they done did some wild shit. They done stole some cars, robbed some people, whatever the case may be. They got open cases and things like that. But at the end of the day, you know, and it showed they inner child, bro. Like, they still little kids. They all like 15 years old. And it's just like, I feel like we dehumanize our kids. I feel like a big problem with stopping the gun violence is that we not talking to our own kids. We'll go talk to the mayor so he can do something about it instead of us talking to our own kids. But it's because they kind of dehumanize in the sense that we scared of them. You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of people are just scared of our own kids, but it's like they not gangsters. They just kids in bad situations, in hard situations. You know what I'm saying?
And to be honest, it's fucked up a little bit. You talk about, you know, just what you just said, and them same little kids probably the ones that blew at me.
Probably. They probably the ones that stole my car too.
But we still fuck with y'all though. You know what I'm saying? We want to say the community, you know.
Yeah.
Stop y'all from doing that shit, man.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. They was they shooting their shot at girls, telling me to talk to them. Like, you talk to the mama, so we can talk to the shit. Like they was just on some real like little kid shit. Now, one thing I will say though is that they made me want to stop. We've been saying we need to stop saying bitch. We've been saying that. I've been saying that shit for like 4 years now.
Yeah.
Right. They made me really want to stop because they was ridiculous with the shit. Like it was ridiculous. I had to say something to them, like, cause it was a lot of us. So I had my guys that I got, and there was some more guys that I'm just kind of meeting and shit. Mm. They was OD with it, bro. Like every group of girls that walked past.
Look at this bitch. Look at this bitch.
Like, man, look at them bitches, man. That bitch was on me. That bitch was woo. Like, look at that. Go get on that little bitch right there. Woo. Like, that's how I'm like, damn, nigga. Like, you know what I'm saying? They shorty. So I'm pull one off to the side. Like, the oldest one. I'm like, bro, is every girl that walk past a bitch? He like, what you mean? I'm like, is every girl a bitch? Like, he like, no. I'm like, bro, like, you know what I'm saying? You it's some mom he's seeing is like, man, she look too young. She like 12 years old. That little bitch better watch out. Like, I'm like, bro, y'all OD with this shit. Like, so I'm just like, bro, like, imagine me and my homies in a club. We see your OG. And we like, damn, look at that little thick ass bitch.
Yeah.
He was like, bro, that's wild as shit.
Nah, it's a problem.
But he like, man, motherfucker don't mean nothing. But I'm like, I get it. But it's like, what you think? What do bitch mean to you? Like, what do that word mean to you and shit like that? So I'm trying to check him. I gotta check my damn self. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
and that, yeah,
they was so strong with the shit. It was ridiculous, bro.
And that's real because the percent, like, because you was on the outside looking in. You're like, you in the background and you're just hearing the conversation. Like, look at this bitch, look at this bitch. And that's probably how our, I don't even want to say female. That's probably how our women listeners, when we say that shit, like, it's the pot calling the kettle black. Like, cause when we say, it's not like derogatory. We're not meaning, cause even in the last episode, we like, I ain't finna let no nigga pick my bitch up, or I ain't finna let no nigga pick my bitch. Like, it's like we
intent not negative.
The intent not negative, but because perception is reality.
Yeah, so, and it just sounds crazy. Y'all. Like that shit just sounding crazy. Yeah. But anyway, man, that's
the 12-year-old. Look at that little bit. Oh my god.
Yeah, that's my highs and lows for the week, though, man. Sure. We got any news for the week? Trump down there died. What else?
Yeah, Trump down there died.
He dodging bullets.
That nigga the mate. I swear to God, that nigga the Matrix.
That's the nigga that you don't want to survive getting shot, though.
Oh my God.
That you ain't gonna. Y'all thought 50 Cent ran it up off getting shot. You ain't gonna hit the last of this nigga, bro.
First of all, it was what?
Supposed to.
It was 6 days later, and nigga got some shoes out.
Man, look.
About getting, like, that has something to do with him getting shot?
You ain't see that? Yeah, he dropped a pair of shoes. They $300. He on that bitch like this on the side of the shoe. It damn near remind me of some like Nike Blazers, maybe that shoe type.
Yeah.
But he has official shoes.
Yeah, hustler.
Let's go, Trump for president.
Nah, bro, we ain't on that. We ain't on that. I don't know. I think black people should withhold our vote, bro. I've been saying that for years. And I get, like, a lot of people, if Trump get in there, they talking about the Supreme Court justices and shit like that he gonna appoint that's gonna make shit hard for black people. He trying to, make it to where black cops can't get charged criminally for nothing they do when they on duty. It's a lot of shit, right? And Biden, I don't think we got a good candidate on either side. However, I feel like if we withhold our shit and say we not going Democrat, because I feel like with Biden, he don't have to do shit for us because he looking at it like y'all gonna vote for me because y'all scared of him, not for what I'm gonna do for y'all. You know what I'm saying? Like y'all gonna give me y'all vote by default just because y'all scared of this nigga. So I feel like if we say, look, we not voting for none of y'all niggas until somebody give us exactly what we want. We should have a list of demands and say, boom, this is what we want, and whoever could come closest to meeting this list, that's what we gonna vote for. You know what I'm saying? But that would take us being a collective.
I need to do my due diligence on finding out what they individual plans are.
For sure. That was going to be my second thing. I feel like niggas shouldn't be able to vote unless they take a test and pass it. Mm-hmm. And the test should literally be, it says a policy, and it says, A, is this Trump's policy, or B, is it Biden's? And if you can't pass that motherfucking test, your ass should not be able to vote because you don't even know what the fuck you're voting for. Yeah. You literally voting based on these niggas' personalities at this point.
No, seriously,
you don't know what the fuck they trying to do at all. Like, vote on shit you heard on Instagram.
What's crazy? You know, a lot of people are voting for Trump just because, like, the number one, the stimulus.
That for $1,200?
For $1,200.
4 years ago.
From 4 years ago.
Yeah.
That, because, like, but this is the thing. Because 4 years ago, people touched the most money that they ever touched in their life. And no shade, no whatever, that's cool.
And most of us are scamming.
And yeah. Scamming or whatever the case may be. But you touched the most money you ever touched in your life during Trump's presidency. Mm-hmm. So you correlated that with, okay, so he's in office, we gonna get money again, right? So whatever, we don't know how, we don't know if it's a stimulus check, we don't know if it's whatever. We know Trump to get money, nigga. That's how it's registering in our brains. Yeah. So it's like, all right, cool. He's like, it also, since he's like such a successful entrepreneur, it's like, okay, all the entrepreneurs, they like, all right, I'm gonna vote for Trump because he gonna look out for the entrepreneur. And he probably is. I don't know. I gotta look at the facts, but it is a very what's the word? Surface level judgment call on who we voting for, and not, it's not really based on detail.
For sure. And I think it's always like that. And Taylor made a great point. She was like, we should be voting on policies and not people. Mm-hmm. They should literally just state the policy, and we as a people vote like, do we want that or do we not want that? What the fuck is we voting on presidents for?
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, because they could really, like, again, like, entice people through personality and shit like that. False promises, a lot of shit like that. Mm-hmm. So, but that's that, man. Consultation, did you have one? If not, I got one.
All right, go ahead.
Huh?
Are you good?
Okay, cool. Let's see. Got to go to the voicemail, man. Leave us a motherfucking voicemail if y'all haven't.
I still got to listen to
man.
the voicemails that you told me about.
For sure. We actually got a few on. Let's see.
So my question is, first of all, I know how women can have mommy issues or daddy issues. And men can also have mommy issues and daddy issues. So do you feel like, or do you think that it can manifest for men in a way that they're looking for acceptance and approval in other men and from other men?
Basically, like, if your father was absent, are you looking for approval in other men? Absolutely.
Yeah. Because where else are you going to look for? Because you need an example. You need something to compare to.
Nigga, that's what the streets is.
Yeah.
That's what the streets is, bro. Like, she solved the ancient problem right there. Like, that's exactly what it is, for sure. I don't even think it's no need to further elaborate on it, but to just try, like, again, when I was a shorty and it was we was of age to just start doing shit. Mm-hmm. I had my pops, you know what I'm saying? We had a great relationship. That nigga was like my best friend at the time. And I didn't feel like I had to prove nothing. When it was like, hey, y'all come slide, we finna do this, we finna do that. Like, when the older niggas came. Yeah. Like, when it was niggas our age, I was doing shit with them because it's like the pure pressure of niggas my age. But when it came to them older niggas asking us to do super wild shit, my other homies who ain't really had that father figure is like, this is their male figure. This is like their definition of what a man is, what it's supposed to be and shit like that. Versus with me, I still kind of had that feeling like we talked about, like a nigga that a man is, like the ultimate man is, like a gangster. But it was still like the fear of my father and the disappointing my father, the fear of him, like physically, but also the fear of disappointing him. You know what I'm saying? That it was just like that shit overpowered everything. So she hit the nail on the head with that one.
The dangerous part, it could get deep. Like, so culture controls everything, or whatever. So let's just say the young men who don't have like father figures or whatnot, they're gonna be drawn to whatever's most influential, whatever has the most influence, whoever has the most influence. So if you don't have a father figure who set the tone or whatnot, and you go out into the streets, who's getting the praise? Who's getting the bitches? Who's getting, the respect? It's the gangsters. It's the street niggas or whatnot.
They got what you want.
So that's the model right there. Like, oh, okay, cool. Like, because as a young man, of course you want money. Of course you want women. And the nigga who got the money and the women is a nigga who, in the streets or doing whatever you're doing. So you're the model now. So you're influencing me. You setting the tone for me.
Yeah.
So, but because if you ain't got nobody to compare it to, like for me, like you said, what nigga? I deal with all of y'all niggas before I deal with my daddy.
Yeah, for sure. And the crazy part is like, bro, the way I was raised, like with my cousin, he already told me, like, bro, never leave the hood no matter how much money you make. That's a crazy concept. But that nigga live on the next block and he got it. You know what I'm saying? He's super up. That nigga live on the next block. He was just like, never leave the hood no matter how much money you make, because who gonna be the heroes? You know what I'm saying? Like, if every time a nigga graduate high school, go away to college, you never see the nigga again. You know what I'm saying? If he make it, you would never see that nigga again. That's you know real. What I'm saying? So you just left to look up to niggas that's doing wrong at the end of the day. And, you know, it make a big deal, because a lot of people will say, you know, well, you don't really got to stay in the hood to be effective. You could come back, you could visit, you go to career days at school. Ain't nobody really listening to strangers like that. We've been to 1 million career days at school. Them niggas will come, well, you meet this nigga one time, he tell you about some shit that you don't know nothing about, and he gone. Like, that shit really didn't do nothing for you. Yeah. But it's different when I'm your neighbor, though. You know what I'm saying? And I'm telling you what's going on. Or when them little kids trying to jump on you came around my doorbell, and I made sure you were straight. Or y'all outside playing this hot as hell all day, I came outside with a case of water for niggas, or was paying y'all ass $1 to do push-ups and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So when you get older and it's time for you to go hang with some niggas or be into some niggas, I'm like, hey, bro, you don't do that shit. You know what I'm saying? Come over here, come to this little basketball program, boxing program, shit like that. Or when you graduate high school, and I'm like, hey, you ain't doing shit? Like, come with me, I'll go sign you up for trade school, some shit like that. It's a difference between your neighbor who you trust, who you got a rapport with, telling you that, than, you know, some nigga at career day who just popped up because you want to get back to the hood, and you ain't gonna ever see this nigga. You ain't gonna remember this nigga name tomorrow. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So, and I ain't saying that I fault black people for leaving the hood, because it's not easy to stay in the hood at all. Yeah, no. But at the same time, it's like, we can't complain about some of the shit we complain about if we gonna keep leaving the hood. Like, we can't complain about gentrification. Like, you live in a condo downtown that 2 flat on your mama block, the mortgage is half of the price you paying for this fucking condo downtown. Like, you know what I'm saying? As soon as we get money, we want to leave the hood and then complain that a white motherfucker bought the building on your mama block. Like, that bitch was for sale, nigga. Like, you could have got that motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? And
you can buy that. You can buy the property and still go live downtown.
And go live where the fuck you want. You can buy the property, rent it out to black people, and go live wherever the fuck you want. But if we gonna keep not doing that and just running the white neighborhoods, running downtown, running to the far suburbs to get away from our own people, and then we complain that our mama block getting gentrified, that shit don't make sense. Yeah. Like, we got the power to do something about it. We choose not to. Niggas just like talking, I guess.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? But that's that, man. Appreciate the consultation, man. Make sure y'all leave us a voicemail. The number is in the show description right now. I want to say it's 773-340-1509, if I remember.
Is that your other number? The other?
Nah, it's just a voicemail number.
Oh.
Yeah. For sure. What you trying to tell them my number for, bro?
Nah, because I always look at that number in my phone. I'll be wanting to delete it. Like, what the fuck? Is this shit active?
Nah, that other number I had is off. Okay. But that's consultation for the day, man. Let's jump into this topic. What's the true value of a man in 2024 today, in your opinion? And let's start with relationships.
The value. I lean more towards, like, the role, what the role should be. Like, just so men can get an idea of, because it's so interchangeable. It's like, okay, what is my role in a relationship, or like the value of me? So, like, in a relationship, I'm gonna go ahead and do the fan favorite for the ladies, provide and protect. You know what I'm saying? That's you can be valued for that. Now, you don't want that to be like the end all be all, because if that goes away, if for whatever reason you run into a season in your life where you can't provide, you should always be able to protect. But if you can't provide, and that's your sole point of value, then you're interchangeable now. Like, oh, okay, cool. I'm gonna just go fuck with a nigga who can provide. So it's important to be able to do that, because I think that's in our nature. And a lot of ladies, I don't think y'all think this. Like, these men don't want to provide. Like, the men that's back in the day, they was providing and all of this woo woo. Times is different. Niggas' natural instinct, we want to provide. Like, I feel like if a nigga was super up, if a nigga had it, he's gonna absolutely choose for his lady to just stay home and, you know, do whatever she want to do. Like, if you had it like that, you don't care. You're not looking for your woman to contribute in a financial aspect. For sure. But niggas is on their way to doing that. So I do get some niggas out here that's whatever. We don't pay attention to them niggas. I just felt like Mace for a second. we don't pay attention.
We not
to
little
that.
niggas.
we not just little niggas, you know. But no, like, but the average, I feel like not even the average man. The men that me and Terry be talking to, they want to provide. They want to do all of that. So that's one of the things that you can be deemed as valuable in a relationship. But aside from that, the provide and protect, cool. Let's get into some shit that I personally like. Communication, like and this goes for like your roles in relationships. Communication is a direct reflection of the level of uncertainty and confusion you'll have in your relationship. Like, you set the tone for everything. If you want clear communication, you got to be a clear communicator and make sure, like, because I like to make sure my ducks are in a row. Because if I'm going to complain or bring up the fact that she's not communicating, I got to make sure I'm already doing that. You know what I'm saying? So, communication, that's a role that you should have, making sure your communication is on point. And this one of my favorites, like, you got to be an emotional regulator. I got to be an emotional regulator. Generally speaking, women's behavior is a direct reflection of how they're feeling. And that's tied to any emotion. So if she behaving in a way that disturbs your peace, you either got to, it's time to diagnose some shit. It's like, okay, I got to figure out, like, is she insecure right now? You need to reassure her. Is she behaving in a way? Sometimes, check this out. Sometimes women can behave, their behavior is a reflection of how you treating her and how she feels within the relationship. So sometimes how you moving is causing her to, quote unquote, act out, give you a behavior that you're not necessarily feeling. So you got to diagnose that. It's like, okay, maybe I need to clean up my act. Am I doing some things that's, disrupting the relationship or whatever? So if you're an emotional regulator, you can kind of gauge how peaceful your relationship is, because a lot of women's, behavior and shit is tied to how they feeling. So that's two. I got like a bunch, but go ahead.
In my opinion, we talk about providing and protecting all the time. Yeah. And I don't think it could be understated. There are other things, but I think if you take everything away, a man's number one value outside of roles and all that, like, we know the roles, but the value is in protection. Mm-hmm. That's the true value of a man in a relationship, is protection. If you dating a man, if you have a man, if you're a woman and you have a man, you have a 24/7 protection plan, right? I was talking to my homie the other day, and he was telling me how it's Thursday night. His girl go out. You know what I'm saying? They live together. They got one car. His girl go out. She up north somewhere. He get a call at 3 a.m. Baby, I'm drunk. Like, I don't know where I'm at. I don't know where the car at. Ooh, what's going on? He got to be at work in 3 hours. But he on the way.
Yep.
It's not negotiable.
Facts.
I can't tell you, nah, baby, get an Uber. I don't feel like dealing with this shit. Ooh, and go back to sleep. His role is to protect. She has a 24/7 protection plan. You're not calling AAA. You calling your nigga. Yep. I'm lost. Figure it out. That nigga got up, took a 40-minute Uber up north at 3 o'clock in the morning, and went to go look for the car and found her and took their ass to the crib. And if the shit happened next weekend, he gonna do it again. Yeah. You get what I'm saying? If I'm in a relationship, I could be with a girl. If this is my girl, she could be on 63rd and Cottage at a fucking Maxwell's or some fucking stand-up restaurant, and all these niggas, ooh, I don't know what's going on, but I'm on the way. I don't know if, I'm finna have to fight these niggas. I don't know if it's gonna be more than one nigga. I don't know if it's some niggas waiting in the car. I don't know if these niggas finna shoot at me. I don't know what the fuck finna happen. But I'm on the way. It don't matter. Like, if it comes to my girl, my kids, it's a 24/7 protection plan, bro. I'd have been in situations where a girl called me, man, I'm at this club, this bouncer just threw my purse in the garbage. Woo, I don't know what the fuck he on. Bro, it's a bouncer, bro. This nigga
that nigga 6'8" and 350 pounds.
And he got a gun.
Right.
And a team. And it's a club. This nigga still at work. Somebody gonna call the police, you know what I'm saying? But I gotta slide up here, and this shit gonna be whatever it is. I'm not on no tough shit. I'm not a tough nigga, but at the end of the day, I gotta slide for my girl no matter what the fuck is happening. So I think that, we talk about paying bills, and that's the thing too. Niggas should provide and things like that. Mm-hmm. Even if the nigga going 50-50, even if the nigga can't pay a bill and she paying the bills, his value and his respect is still got to be there, because at the end of the day, this nigga gonna die for you. And I feel like as men, we got to understand our value, because even if I can't pay a bill, I gotta die for you, G. Yeah. So And it's not negotiable whether I do the shit or not. Like, it just gotta happen. Like, I gotta put my life and freedom on the line if you call my phone at any time. So because of that, I can't waste my time, and no man should be wasting their time with a girl who don't know what the fuck her role is or want to negotiate the shit. I can't this is my life, G, that I'm putting on the line for you. You think I'm finna put that on the line and give that to a woman who don't know what her role is in a relationship or want to debate about some money or about whether you should make a sandwich at 2 o'clock in the morning? Like, get the fuck out of here, G.
Did you see? It was a clip. I think it was a Verb podcast, and he asked the nigga that was on his show, like, would you die for your wife?
Yeah,
you saw that shit?
I don't even know who A-Verb is now.
Oh, he's battle rap. Yeah, you don't fuck with battle rap.
Yeah,
but he a battle rapper, and he asked the nigga who on his podcast, like, would you die for your wife? Like, let's just say, you know what I'm saying, niggas, like, you with your wife, and niggas start shooting. You know what I'm saying? You take off running. Both of y'all take off running. Your wife fall on the ground. Like, niggas is like blowing. Your wife fall on the ground. He like, what are you doing?
Jump on top of it and lay there.
This nigga say, I'm gonna keep running.
Nah.
He's like, I'm gonna keep running. Yeah, I know it's my wife, but you know what I'm saying? Like, we talking about like my life, woo woo. And honestly, oh man, do I want to say this? That's the definition of a bitch, in my opinion. Like, that's crazy. Your wife.
Your wife. Not a chick you're on a date with.
Instincts. Like, if you that type of guy, instinctively, you gonna protect the woman in that situation.
Your body gonna do it automatically.
Your body gonna do it. Yeah. You might think about it later, like, man, I shouldn't have did that shit.
Yeah.
But instinctively, we're wired to protect.
Yeah.
And if you're not a man.
Yeah, for sure.
You're wired to do that shit. Even if I don't want to. Even if I feel like, this will. Just think about it, because if you like, we talked about this once before. Like, if we see a woman in distress or some crazy situation, instinctively we want to insert ourselves and eliminate the problem, situation, or whatever. Yeah. But depending on the situation, especially if it's some random woman, like you do got to think about your life and all of that. Yeah. But my point is, instinctively, we want to jump into action and protect.
For sure.
So, value, yeah, absolutely.
I think that. Like, and I ain't even like, again, instinctually, I'll never forget. I was working at McDonald's as a shorty, and that motherfucker used to get robbed, right? On 115th for Houston, that motherfucker used to get robbed, and I'm working in, I'm a pretty boy nigga, so I'm working in the front. Like, I'm passing out the meals and shit. About that. You know what I'm saying? I'm the nigga in the front window who give you your food at the end. You feel me? At the end of the drive-thru. I'm passing out an order, bro. Hand out the window, bag in hand, giving the order to somebody. I just hear a bunch of shuffling behind me. I turn around, bro. It's a nigga at the counter with a big ass gun in the cashier face. It's a girl. Everybody else gone. I turn around. I'm the last. It's me, her, and dude ass. I took like 2 steps towards the back. I stopped. Bitch, come on. Like, I just said, we gotta stop saying bitch.
Goddamn.
I'm like, buddy, come on. What the fuck is you doing? Like, come on. Like, I stopped. Like, but it's like, just the instincts are like, I can't leave. I don't need, like, this not my girl. I don't have no, like, she cool. She just work here. Like, but it's like, I'm not finna leave her. Like, this nigga, like, he finna blow her shit off because she froze. Like, he telling her open the register and she so froze that she can't move. Yeah. So I'm like, shorty, come the fuck on. Like, come on. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, them instincts is just, you can't help that shit. That nigga might have said that on the podcast, and he might even still help his wife. Like, you know what I'm saying? He wild for even saying that. I think he probably wouldn't. Like, that's what he said.
No,
but,
I think he did that.
But you don't know because if you would have asked me, right? Oh, if somebody finna rob the store and pull out a gun on everybody, is you gonna stop and say, hey, shorty? Like, I don't even know her like that. Hell no, I'm gone. But in real life, like, I couldn't run to the back, bro. I just couldn't. Like, that shit look crazy. This girl like this big, G. Nigga big as hell with a big ass fucking revolver.
I don't think the size matter.
That motherfucker right here in her face, G.
She could have been motherfucking 6 feet. You just still felt the same way.
For sure. 6 feet, I don't know. I definitely that's
fucked up. Oh,
you did that, got it. She did that straight. Disarm him. Disarm him. Do your Chuck Norris shit, shorty.
Hey, the tall shorty's gonna. Hey,
they on my ass. For that. I'm totally joking right now. I'm totally
Walker,
joking.
Texas Ranger. That's my grandma shit.
But yeah, man. I want every man that's listening to this show and every woman to listen to this show, but especially my men, like, whether you could pay a bill or not, whether you a good communicator or not, if you strip everything down from yourself, how much money you got, your height, anything. If you willing to protect your girl, bro, your value to her is limitless, bro. I don't give a fuck what position you in financially or none of that shit. If you gonna pull up when she call you, that girl got a 24/7 protection plan, bro. And you can't put a price on that.
Why you think?
And you need to demand what the fuck you need from your girl because you gonna die for shorty.
For sure.
And she gotta understand that shit.
Why you think like I'm gonna say women, but like women in like who we grew up around in culture, like the gangsters. They know they gonna come and kill a nigga for them.
Exactly.
It's the protection.
Exactly,
now that's not
bro.
maybe the smartest thing you should do.
Exactly.
I'm not saying just pull up and get the blowing, but it's the idea of this nigga is going to protect me. You thinking it's something that all the women like these. I know it's that part of protection. Now you can be that same way, but not as reckless. You don't have to be a motherfucking gangster to be able to protect your woman.
Absolutely not. No.
You know what I'm saying?
This is a man.
You got exactly. That's how I grew up. As far as like I never felt like the need to get into a gang, and I was a man first, so that was enough for me.
Absolutely. And then we always paint that picture like, if it's a chick got a dude, he don't got no job, she working, he on the couch all day, he playing a game all day, like, oh, he must be blowing up back down. And she probably like, this nigga nut fast as hell. But I guarantee you in them type of situations, if she called that nigga, somebody play with her, that nigga sliding. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it be like, at the end of the day, like, self-preservation is important. And, is women, like I say, the world is a lot more safer than it used to be, but women are still in a situation where they need to be protected at the end of the day. Typically from men, unfortunately.
Let's talk about the how men can find their value in a relationship if you're not able to 100% provide for you and your woman. Now you should absolutely be able to provide for yourself, but where can you find your value in a relationship if you can't provide for your woman 100%? Like, what are the things that you should be doing? Like, how can you be showing up to still insert yourself as a valuable asset to this relationship? Just be, even though that you're not paying her fucking mortgage or rent or all that type of shit, and y'all live separately.
Y'all live separately?
Yeah.
You shouldn't be paying that shit no way. Like,
exactly, but
yeah. So let's say she living. So I kind of need you to repaint the picture because in my mind, like everything you just described, we was together. Yeah. So let's say she just live a lifestyle a nigga can't keep up with.
I don't even want to say that.
No. Okay. So
all right. So let's paint. I'm gonna repaint the picture.
Yeah.
Y'all are living together.
Got you.
And well, that kind of messes it up because you should be if y'all living together. That means you already was paying a mortgage or a rent, and you should be able to maintain it. And you just invite her in. But
I mean, you should be, but a lot of cases that don't be the case.
Okay, cool. So some let's say you run into a season, whatever the case may be, where y'all got to go 50-50. How can you still feel like a man in a 50-50 situation?
I think what we just talked about, protection, is like I still feel like a man because I know at the end of the day,
some shit go down in this motherfucker.
It's me.
Yeah,
it's only
just
me.
because you like and ladies, y'all, we put society and everything. We put so much emphasis on money. Yeah. That we ignore a lot of other shit. Like just be, like you could be the sole provider. Like a lot of ladies, y'all be feeling like, let's say you are the sole provider, or not even the sole provider. Like you're a high earner, and you feel like that's like the end all be all. But when it come down to situations like that, your money doesn't mean shit.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? And now the man value is that's a perfect example.
Yeah. Like it was just a hurricane in Houston, right? Let the power would have been out for 2 weeks. Let it have been some Hurricane Katrina shit where everybody got to figure it out. Let you don't have no man. And we talking about 50-50 in bills and shit. A chick who got a nigga, who a resourceful nigga, she gonna be a lot better off than a chick who either don't got a nigga or got a nigga who just can't, who can't fend for herself or whatever the case may be. So your value is in when it's all peaches and cream and everything good and you don't gotta protect because ain't shit going wrong and she ain't in no dangerous situations, we could lose sight of that value.
Yes. But
you should never lose sight of that value at the same time. It's just like, that's huge, bro. It's invaluable. And I don't even think, like, other than a woman, I ain't gonna say other than, like, you, like, in despite of, because that shit very important, but I think the equal thing that a woman does that's on that level is bring a child into the world. Her bringing your child into the world and you having to die for her, I say that's equal. Outside of that, it's nothing a woman can do that can add up to you putting your life on the line. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like nothing. You know what I'm saying? Cooking, clean, all that. Bitch, I have to die. Like
you said it again. You said it again.
That's what I say. I gotta
somebody
die,
keep count.
G.
Somebody
like,
keep count.
I gotta really risk it, G. And I'm saying that I'm putting emphasis on it because I've been in situations to where I get a call and I got to slide and it's like it's late to say ain't nobody else answering for the slide with me. I might because she might be the situation where it's like it sound like it's hot over there. Like I ain't trying to slide over by myself. Nigga, motherfucker answer the phone. I gotta just slide. They ain't answering the phone in time with nobody because it's like it's still that urgency of like I gotta get there. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So motherfucker just out of position. Motherfucker got to slide by themselves. I don't know what the fuck finna happen, but I'm on the way. Like you know what I'm saying? It ain't nothing that. It's nothing that's comparable to that, bro. You can't put no price on that shit. Some other things I feel like you could do though. Is just being there emotionally, being emotional support. You know what I'm saying? Because if now she got to take the brunt of the bills or whatever the case may be, or work more or whatever, she gonna need that emotional support. You know what I'm saying? And it could be little shit, whether you got our bath water running. And I know some niggas gonna listen to this and be like, oh, now you turn into a woman. It's like, I think we get too deep off into the gender roles when it's shit like that. You know what I'm saying? I do think everybody should have a role, but that don't mean that I can't pick up the slack for your role. Yeah. So, and I think the only reason for that everybody needs to have a role is because so there's no confusion. You know what I'm saying?
When it comes to gender roles, I don't feel like gender roles applies to when it's contributing to your household. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? It's of course like it's things that women typically do, but it shouldn't be where it shouldn't be, oh, I'm not doing this no matter what because that's your job.
No, exactly. That's what I'm saying. So for example, I feel like every role in a relationship, it should be like somebody's job to do that. Mm-hmm. Because if it's not, that could be a point of contention because we don't know who's supposed to do this. Yeah. But it needs to be done. You know what I'm saying? But it's like now we into it because like, I thought you was gonna do it. I thought you was gonna do it. Ooh. Yeah. So it's like it needs to be somebody's job. But if like your job is to cook, your job is to buy the groceries. Well, let's say I'm paying for the groceries, but you going grocery shopping and you cooking. That's your job. So there's no confusion about who's supposed to do it. But if some shit going on and you ain't getting to, I'm doing it. Like it ain't no questions asked. I'm gonna get to it. But don't think that because I cooked 2 days in a row because you was tired that I'm the cook now. Yeah. Like that ain't because it's shit like that happen on the team. Sure. You pick up the slack for this thing because it's not defined who job it is. So you pick up the slack and do it. Now it's your job. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so I think everything should be like, hey, this what I do, this what I'm good at, whatever the case may be. But it should be rolled. It should be identified.
I was gonna say that ties into what I was gonna say next, as far as a man's value and like a role is being of service, right? Like being able to, well, she can count on you, depend on you, whatever the case may be, and just pretty much the examples that we was already given, being available, just being of service to your woman. Like I'm getting a little lost, but because to me is natural. You know what I'm saying? I just do things. I ain't never really, before you told me oh, we gonna talk about this, I was like, damn, okay, cool. I'm pretty sure it's a lot of things that I do and how I show my value in whatever situation that I'm in that something like a woman could point out, but like laying it out, yeah.
It's good to ask a woman though, or to ask other women that you've dealt with before, so you can identify it, because you might not be able to. Mm-hmm. A woman identified my gift for me, because we talk about men in general, but then we also have our own personal gifts. Everybody do. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like we're real. Like that nigga's a protect. Like we as men, we protect us, but that nigga's he protected men. Like if we go out, we out together. He making sure everybody's straight. Like you know what I'm saying? He going in last. He looking like over. Like he like the nigga who got on stage when Trump got shot, walking around back and forth. That's real. Like you know what I'm saying?
We was at the picnic. I'm walking past. Like me and you, we just parlaying this shit. We kicking it, having a good time. I walk past real. He grabbed my tail. He like, hey, you good? You cool? Like what's going on? Are you straight? I'm like, yeah, nigga, what you talking about? Yeah. But this nigga on point like a motherfucker.
I remember we was in Orlando. We was moving around and shit. And some shit happened. I got a phone call. I'm all the way in Orlando. Motherfucker called me because some shit went down. And I can't get there. I'm in Orlando. You in Chicago. But I still got to just sit on the phone and try to help figure out best I can. Call around like, hey, bro, are you in that area? Ooh, can you go pick her up? Like, I got to try to protect
and you
from fucking 800 miles away. You know what I'm saying? And still try to figure this situation out. This nigga's, everybody going to the club. This nigga just parlaying around me while I want a photo. Like, damn, you good? He like, yeah, nigga, I'm making sure you straight, bro. I'm out here with you till you. I was like, nigga, go have fun. He like, nah, bro. Like, so like, that's special. You feel me? Like, for me, a woman pointed out to me that I dated for a while. She was like, bro, you're a problem solver. And she's like, I didn't realize how much you was a problem solver until I dated a nigga who wasn't. Like, I'm dating a nigga and I call him about my car. This light on in my car, I don't know what this mean. I'm in tour with my mama. This just happened at work, and that nigga like, oh, that's crazy. I can't tell. Like he just want to talk about it. Like he think this a regular conversation. Like, nigga, what the fuck should I do? But I didn't have that. She basically was like, she didn't have that before me. She didn't have it after. But she was like, that shit, it really stood out to her. Like, no matter what I asked you, you was either finna fix it yourself, figure out how to fix it, figure out where I could go to get it fixed. You know what I'm saying? Like, you was going, if it's a problem, some emotional shit, you gonna talk me through the shit every time. Like, that's my gift. Like, I'm a problem solver.
I gotta ask, hey, if we fucked around, let me know.
Definitely. And it you know, you would be surprised. Like, but I think that's important to know.
You'd be surprised on what you feel, because we got our perception of how we feel we're valuable.
Exactly.
But hearing it from the source, like, oh no, when I was dating you, you was really good at this, and you probably didn't really pay attention to the fact that you problem solved that good. It was
I had no idea.
Right.
I had no idea. I just thought I talked well. I thought and that helps in a relationship. You know what I'm saying? But I wasn't the best listener at the same time at the time. So I can't say I was a great communicator just because I talk well if I ain't listening. You know what I'm saying?
That's real.
So at the time, that's what I thought. I'm like, I know I could talk well, but I don't really know what that do in a relationship as far as value. But once she told me that, dating other people, talking to people that I used to talk to, like, that shit, like, across the board, like, yeah, like, you know what I'm saying? So definitely figure that out. And I think also it helps on the dating market because we often talked about being equally yoked. Like, I was just having a conversation with a woman, and she was saying there's one chick who lives with her parents, but she refused to date a nigga who lived with their parents. And she like, that shit don't make no sense. Like, you can't demand something of somebody that you don't have. And I'm like, well, we not looking for a mirror version of ourselves. I'm not looking for somebody who got what I got. I'm looking for somebody who got what I don't got. You know what I'm saying? So if I know what my gift is and what I give in a relationship, I'm looking for somebody who need that. Because if I got a house, let's talk about gifts. Like, right, let's say I got a house and you got a house and we're gonna move in together. Now one of us got to sell our house. But if I got a house and I live in this house alone and you stay with your parents, but you looking to take care of a house, you looking to cook and clean and do all this shit, I need you and you need me. I got the house, you got the home. Let's put this shit together and make it work.
That's
you know what I'm saying? So I feel like that, but even with the gifts though, I feel like if I'm a problem solver, my gift not that effective if I'm dating a woman that's also a problem solver. You know what I'm saying? Who she don't need no problem solved.
Oh my God. I dated a woman like that. Like, you couldn't.
Yeah.
I called myself. That girl was
we gotta do better, man.
that girl was Bob the Builder.
Yeah.
It's like she was so, had so much masculine energy that she like, I'll change my oil. I'll do my brakes. Like, it was like, where do I fit in? Like, cause that's a part of the thing is I'm gonna be of service to you and take things off your plate that you could, that just manly duties or whatever. Matter of fact, she wouldn't even. I remember one time I was even trying to take her garbage out. Like, I'm just in the crib. I see the garbage or whatever. See, what you doing that for? I'm gonna get to it. She was just a man pretty much. Yeah. So, but the point being was it was a mismatch. It's like, so my value, you already have that, or it just didn't work out. Yeah,
I think that goes to like complimenting each other, being complementary to each other versus like, because you don't want to be in a situation where you need that person, or it's like a dependency or a scarcity based relationship to the point where like because a lot of people, especially men, a lot of times we feel less value if this person doesn't absolutely need us.
I personally never understood that. Yeah. Like, I would rather want a woman to genuinely just want to be with me. Like, she's not dependent upon, my money or anything. Exactly. It's like, you have all of this and you was good on your own. You was happy single and you met me, and it's like, man, I just want you in my life. Yeah. And that's a much genuine experience than
But even in that genuine experience, it could be some like, you could get your oil changed. You have to pay for it.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm going to do it for you. So I'm complimenting your situation. Like, I'm coming in, you don't have to worry about nothing to do with your car. That's a compliment versus like a need-based thing where like once this person latch on to you, life is going to drastically change if you're not around no more. Or they absolutely need you to survive at this point. Like, so I just wanted to clarify that, to just be careful for the people listening. Like, don't get no need-based situation. Like, you don't want somebody who absolutely needs you. You know what I'm saying? You want somebody who you can compliment them.
Yeah.
Agreed. But moving on to, I don't know where you at on your side, but I was gonna say we can move on to the value of a man in a household and fatherhood and things like that.
For sure. Well, we kind of did we talk about household?
Relationship is kind of like us halfway household, but let's just go fatherhood though.
Okay.
Yeah.
So for fatherhood, like number one, your active presence. Because you can be present and not present. Y'all know what I mean?
Yeah.
Your active presence in your child's life, just your presence alone is going to make a drastic difference in the outcome on how this kid, this woman, or this man is going to turn out. Like, especially I'm going to just talk about sons because I got one. Your masculine energy is needed. And if your son, or ladies, if your son doesn't have that masculine energy on a continuous basis, that's going to show up in a few different ways. Like, he could be maybe a little bit more on the feminine side, or he could be maybe testing the mom a lot. Like, you can't really get him in line because there's no, and I hate to say it, but there's no fear there. It's like women can't, I ain't gonna say that because some niggas is just absolutely scared of their mom, but generally speaking, just having that man there in my son's life, like, I make the biggest difference for me being there. He's not, You mentioned my name. He getting in line. Yeah, you know what I'm saying, and that's gonna.
It's the authority.
It's the authority figure.
It's the authority, and it brings the balance. Because even if a woman is or becomes the type of person that can, get in that disciplinarian bag with her son, you shouldn't have to be both.
No, for sure.
You know what I'm saying? You shouldn't have to be the disciplinarian and nurturer. Those roles it's some overlap there, but those roles can be very opposite. You know what I'm saying? And I think a kid deserves both, but I think it's too much pressure on a woman to have to do both things, to have to be the provider, the protector, the nurturer. You know what I'm saying? The super loving, caring one. And I say overlap because the father gonna be loving and caring as well. Mm-hmm. But it's like it's that line that's being drawn. And you know what I'm saying?
With my situation, it's so clear. Like, cause obviously everybody know me and my son's mom, we're not together nor we live together, but he gets it. Like, so I'm loving, but I'm also like disciplined and did I say it right? Getting them in line type shit. Disciplinary. I said discipline. Okay, cool. So the disciplinarian part, along with the affection, he gets it from my side, but he'll go to his mom for that super soft, side that he needs. I'm not gonna give it to you. I'm gonna do it to a certain extent. I love you, absolutely, but I'm gonna make sure you're gonna be equipped to be a man when all of this shit is quote unquote over. When you have to go out and be your own, I'm not coddling you. Yeah, it's gonna be constant, making sure you on your you doing what you're supposed to do. I'm gonna show you the love and affection. But I'm preparing you. I can't be like that emotionally tied to be like, oh, how you feel? Ooh. Not how you feel, excuse me, not that. But you get what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, you can go to your mama for that. You have both. But to your point, the women do have to do it all. That's tough. Yeah. Like, I gotta be on his ass, and then at the same time I gotta show him the love, and it's a lot.
Yeah, and being a disciplinarian, that should be difficult sometimes too, because you want your kid to be happy. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You want your kid to be happy and feel good.
I get my son tomorrow, and I low-key think he was acting up in summer camp. And I'm like, nigga, because I don't have my son in the summertime. Like, I have him every other weekend in the summertime. And it's like, I get him tomorrow, and I want to be able to do some shit. I want to go be able to have fun and all of that.
Accountable.
But, nigga, if your mama tell me that you was fucking up or whatever the case may be, if you ain't been doing what you're supposed to do, it's like, regardless of how I feel, I have to...
Can't reward bad behavior.
I can't reward bad behavior.
I want you to have the best birthday in the world. I want you to get
I've canceled birthday now.
I want you to do all that, but it's like I can't even be I can't say I can't be the dad I want to be, but I can't do the things I want to do because I got to be a father. I gotta
exactly
make sure that you. And I tell my son all the time, bro, I would be doing you a disservice if I wasn't waking you up, making you work out. I would be doing you a disservice if I wasn't holding you accountable. If I tell you to do something and you don't do it, and I take your phone. And I explain that shit to him like, bro, you know, we raising you to be a man. Like, you a kid right now, but you're not gonna wake up and be a man one day. I gotta raise you to do a lot of these things, man. And it's not easy, but at the end of the day, it's like shit.
I be feeling bad sometimes.
Yeah,
I be feeling bad sometimes, but regardless of how I'm feeling, it is what it is. I've canceled birthdays.
Yeah.
I've canceled Christmases.
Yeah.
Like, just to set that tone, like, bro, we not doing that over here.
Yeah. I even just trying to get my son to understand, like, bro, the point of this working out thing is so you can get in the habit. It's not like right now I want you to be strong and be a protector. And they say you're 9 years old. It's not a big deal. But I want you to get in the habit of working out. So when that time come, you're already prepared.
Yeah.
You're not a nigga that's getting bullied or some shit happened that's fucked up, and now you go like, man, let me learn how to fight. Let me get in the gym because this crazy thing just happened. Like, no, you already prepared for that. You know what I'm saying? You already had a discipline. You already had the routines. You already in shape and all of these things. You know how to, like, you in combat sports, you in boxing, all this. And I'm like, bro, I tell him, like, bro, you got to be able to protect. Unfortunately, me and mom not together. It's going to come to a point where if she not with a guy, y'all going to be out in the world Christmas shopping or this and that, and you're going to be the protector in that situation. And you might only be 15, 16. But you're going to be the protector in that situation. It's going to be times when niggas try to bully you. And I want you to be able to defend yourself and defend other people who can't defend themselves. I don't want you to be out here tough fucking with people, but if you got a friend or somebody around you that can't defend themselves, you need to be stepping in. Like, hey, bro, leave him, give him his shit back. Don't let him, like, you know what I'm saying? This little quiet kid in class, somebody came and snatched his shit and walked off and he's just sitting there. Man, give him his shit back. Stop fucking with him. You know what I'm saying? Because I remember when I was a shorty, and I was the kid who couldn't stand up for myself. And there was other niggas who, like, hey, bro, stop fucking with him. I'll never forget them niggas. You know what I'm saying? Until I got to the point where I just had that backbone now. But, you know, everybody, I tell them, like, bro, everybody don't have a father that's going to make sure that they know how to defend themselves and make sure that so you got to help defend other people as well. It's a lot that come with this shit, man. But
trying to guide a whole nother human being. That's why I want no more kids now.
Yeah. And I tell them all the time, like, getting bullied is a choice.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
That shit is a choice. And that shit might sound harsh because it's people who've been bullied and been in fucked up situations. But at the end of the day, G, that shit is a choice. And I done felt that feeling of letting somebody fucking with me and not do something about it. I'm like, bro, I tell my son, hey, you never want to feel that
the worst
shit
in the world.
Like, that shit is absolutely
about that
a
shit
choice.
For the rest of the year.
Man, bro. Absolutely. So, I also think, to add on to that, though, as much as women hate weak men, they love weak boys.
Oh, fuck.
They love them. It's like, no, stop making him work out. He's just a kid. Let him play with that easy.
But you would not date him. Like, you're raising, ladies, when y'all do shit like that, you think about the man that you're attracted to. Everything that you want in a man, and you're stopping us from raising your boys like that, it's a contradiction. Because he's going to grow up to be the type of man that you wouldn't give the time of day to.
You are calling grown men sassy for smoking hookahs, but telling little boys they can play with easy bake ovens. Like, it's crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like y'all not drawing a line, connecting the dots between, like, this child is gonna be a man one day, and he's not gonna wake up and just become that. Like, he's not gonna wake up one day and just be who he needs to be. It's gonna take somebody to teach him and to guide him from an early age.
It was my son mom. She was so surprised that, so one day he goes over to her house. Like, so when he at my house, you're cleaning up after yourself. You have chores, you cleaning, you washing dishes. I taught the nigga how to cook whatever he want to eat, whatever the case may be, like the easy stuff, because he only 13. But he knows how to do these things.
Yeah.
He go to his mama house, and maybe we call each other, communicate or whatever. Oh yeah, I just made him breakfast, woo woo, and nothing wrong with that, whatever the case may be. But I think one day she asked me what he was doing. I'm like, oh no, he cooking right now. She said, he what?
Exactly.
I'm like, he cooking. She's like, what you mean? Like, he's making him something. What do you mean? What do I mean? Like, what you talking about? That nigga, he act like he can't. Woo. No, over here he doing all of this. Yeah. And when he go over there is, oh no, I'm cooking for him. You ain't got to do this. You ain't got to do that. Blah blah blah.
Getting pampered. He in paradise.
He getting pampered. That's why he like motherfucking going over there. It's a break. But it's a fucking break from all of the responsibilities that you have over here. But what is that telling him? You know what I'm saying? Luckily he got me, but just think about the women who don't have kids' father around. You're constantly like, oh, it's okay. Well, you raising him to be soft as hell, honestly.
Yeah. I've also had conversations recently about women wanting men to be more emotionally vulnerable and women wanting men to be more gentle, right? And my opinion on that is that's a tall ask and it can be an unfair ask sometimes. I do think that now we are, since gender roles are dissolving a lot more, men are trying to find their value in situations, and it do take more than providing and protecting. We say it all the time. It takes being able to manage women's emotions. It takes all these different things.
Yeah.
And being gentle and emotionally vulnerable could be a part of that. However, even though it's possible, I think that it's a tall ask and an unfair ask because, especially coming from a woman, because a woman would never understand the ramifications of what that comes with for a man, right? Mm-hmm. And I say that like, for example, and vice versa, a man would never understand the ramifications of what asking a woman to do something comes with for that woman. Like we say all the time, like she should have just got an abortion.
Yeah.
She should have just got on birth control. I used to have chicks popping Plan Bs like Skittles. Like, I don't know what that shit do to a woman's body. So I could sit here as a man with no knowledge of the ramifications of this act and say you should have done that. That's not fair, right? So as a woman, when a woman is sitting telling a man like you should be more emotionally vulnerable, you should be more gentle, you don't know what that come with in his world. We talk about little boys and how men raise them like, oh, don't cry, don't do this, don't do that. I'm not really condoning that, but at the same time, it's a reason for that. If a kid lives somewhere that's heavily influenced by gang culture, teaching him that he can cry whenever he wants or he could cry because his feelings hurt is not beneficial to him in that environment.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, but at the same time, a lot of women want men who are, you want a man to be dominant when y'all having sex. You want him to be dominant when a nigga grab your ass at a concert. You want him to turn the fuck up. So it's like, but you want him to be gentle and emotionally vulnerable. But it's like, we not robots and we not perfect. We can't just flip a switch and just turn this shit on and off. Usually people are diverse in their personalities, right? People are multidimensional, absolutely. But a lot of people are very similar in different environments. If a guy is assertive, he's going to be assertive on the football field. He's going to be assertive at work. He's going to be assertive in his relationship. He's going to be assertive when y'all, waiting to get seated in a way to call somebody in front of y'all. He's going to be assertive. That's who he is. It's kind of hard to say like, oh, I want you to be dominant when you fucking me and dominant when we interact with other niggas. But all the rest of the day, I want you to be gentle. You can't a la carte this nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like, it don't really work like that. Like, so I think it's a unfair act when women, and this is coming from a nigga who I'm probably more emotionally vulnerable than most niggas.
Same.
I went through 3 years of therapy. Like, it's a tall act to get to that point, and it take a long time. That's not some, like, I just think a lot of chicks is looking for this like unicorn man, and I don't think that's fair.
They're not looking at us as humans. Not all of y'all, but we're not like switches. It ain't like you're not building a fucking software program.
Exactly.
Where you okay, I'm gonna add this gonna come on when this happens, and we human just like y'all. Exactly. We have a human experience just like y'all. We got emotions just like y'all. We feel how y'all feel, and depending on the situation, whatever the situation is, we have an emotion related to it. And whatever comes out, because that's how we was feeling, because we still human beings. Now, granted, we got more control over it, and we able to, dictate how we're going to respond and react or whatever the case may be, but it's not this black and white thing. Like, it can get overwhelming sometimes. It can get, like, okay, when do I turn up my, masculinity, or when do I turn down on a, what I'm saying? When do I be more vulnerable? How should I? It's a lot of moving parts, so we can be aware of how we coming across to y'all, but we're just fucking humans.
Bro, I never forget one of the listeners, he called in and asked, he was like, he had an issue with his girl to where he overheard his girl talking about their sex to his friend, and she was telling his friend like, he too gentle. Like he always asks, can he do something before he do it? I just want him to just do it. I don't want him asking me, can you do this, can you do that? And he like, they was kind of laughing about it. And it fucked him up. But he was like, bro, I know women who've been sexually assaulted. I know women who've been raped and all of this. So I'm that way because I don't want to, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to put her in a bad position. I don't want to hurt nobody. I don't want to, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So it's like, again, y'all asking men, be more emotionally vulnerable, be more gentle, but y'all want niggas to flip it on and off whenever it's right for you. And we are not robots. Like, it just don't work like that. You know what I'm saying? It's a crazy axe, man.
That's a good example.
Moving on to so we talked about relationship, we talked about fatherhood. When it comes to a man value in a household, you know, fatherhood and relationship do embody a household, but I think also a vision. You know what I'm saying? And I talked about this on Patreon before. It don't have to be the man with the vision. A woman can have a vision. You know what I'm saying? And when I say a vision, I mean like, what direction is this relationship going, right?
Right.
Often we hear the question like, should you go 50-50 in a relationship? And I feel like that question is just like asking, if somebody was to call you and ask you, how many calories should I eat a day? A random person. Yeah. You'd be like, first of all, who the fuck are you?
Yeah.
Second of all, how much do you weigh? What's your goal? That's the biggest thing.
Like,
what's your goal?
Where would you like to end up? Because based on that answer, I can a la carte this situation for you.
Exactly. But that's the biggest question. What's your goal, right? If somebody asks me, if somebody was to ask me, should we go 50-50? What's the goal in a relationship? A lot of times we get in relationships because we like each other and not because we have a goal. So is y'all goal to buy some real estate together? Is y'all goal to invest in the stock market? How are y'all trying to end up? You know what I'm saying? Like, and why, like, are y'all talking about that at the beginning of the relationship? So before we make some financial plan, what's the financial goal? And we can plan around that. Maybe y'all do need to go 50-50. Maybe she needs to be paying bills while you investing your bread in this. Maybe you need to be paying bills while she investing her bread in that. Whatever the case may be. But at the end of the day, sometimes a woman can have that vision. I've seen situations where the woman is the one with the vision. And I would say the woman is the leader. And I don't think that makes a guy no less of a man because he can still be a provider and protector. It's just like, for example, a nigga might be from the streets. He know how to get money. He know how to spend money, but he could get a lot of money. He might date a chick who she done went off to school, became an accountant or a registered nurse, whatever the case may be. She got more access to mainstream America. You know what I'm saying? So she knows about investing. She knows about real estate. She got coworkers who done did this, did that. So she got the vision. She telling the guy like, hey, listen, this is what we gonna do. We gonna buy this property. You gonna start a lawn care service. I'm gonna talk to the corporation to get you plugged in over here. So she the one calling the plays and the whole shit. At the end of the day, he's still putting bread on the table. He's still protecting. So he's still a man through and through. It's just that she got more knowledge overall about where they want to end up at. She got the vision.
Yeah.
So I feel like it could be a man or a woman, but for me, I would prefer a man be the one with the vision. I think every man should have a plan. When you get with somebody, you're going to have to kind of tailor that to what she got going on. You know what I'm saying? Like if she got a vision, if she don't got a vision for herself, then it don't matter. But if she do, then you're going to have to kind of tailor that. Like, okay, how are we going to, you know what I'm saying, get this shit in alignment? But I think just a household overall, shit, what do we want for our kid? You know what I'm saying? What do we want for ourselves? What do we want to end up at? I think a man should have that vision.
I fuck with that. I agree with that.
And that's valuable as well.
For sure.
Especially talking about leadership. You got anything else?
Nah, I got all mine off.
Okay, cool. Let's go to AMP. What time we at? I feel like we've been in this bitch for a minute. Ain't that bad.
Not bad.
Until really like an hour on to the regular show.
I had two.
Oh, before we do AMP, I got something else. My bad. It ain't even about none of what we talking about though. But so listen, guys, we've been talking about the Discord from episode 1 or 2 or however long. We was talking about the Discord, right? There's a lot of work that goes into making a podcast, making content every week, making merch, all the things we got to do. And the Discord is just something that I'm not gonna lie to y'all, it kind of fell by the wayside, right? However, we did you pay $1 to get into the Discord, and that gave people access to the Patreon. Patreon has a new feature called Community, where you can have conversations and start different conversation threads in the community. So what we decided to do, instead of having you register for a Patreon just to send you to another app, which is Discord, that you might not be using to download, you could just go straight through Patreon, where you listen to the Patreon episodes at, listen to our behind the scenes content, listen to our, the monologues. We just bought Freaky Friday back with Jody. That's on Patreon now as well. So you get all of that value, but also that community part of Patreon. That's where the conversation is going to be at. And we have Will, my boy William. Y'all gonna see him in there, and he's gonna be moderating the conversations on a daily basis for the Patreon. All right. I wanted to wait till we had an episode to announce that on the official episode. Will, super appreciate you. He here in Chicago with us. You know what I'm saying? So we definitely gonna get some things done with Will, and he also interested in helping the community and things like that as well. So that's where the community is gonna be. That's where the conversation is gonna be. If you don't have the Patreon app, download the Patreon app. The link to our official Patreon is in the show notes of this episode. Click that link, get up in the Patreon. You could get in for as low as $1, and you could be having those conversations on a daily. Because this is the type of shit we need to be talking about. We don't want it to just be me and Jones' opinion and real opinion. We want a whole community talking about what we talking about. I know y'all be wanting to respond and shit when y'all hear us talking.
That'd be the thing when you listen to podcasts. You be like, you talking to the motherfucking your phone or whatever you listening up for.
Absolutely. All right, man. We appreciate y'all for listening as always, man. If you haven't got Roses I Did T, check the website, see if we got some of your size left. Real, make sure remind me to give you us before we get up out of here. And that's all we got, man. We got the Roses I Did hats dropping next on the 5th. So make sure y'all check those out. Yes, sir. And that's all. We out.
We out.
So, God in the king.